Yeah, what's goody team? Welcome to tonight's isolation session for August 28th, 2025. We'll give everybody another 3 minutes to join. We'll start off at 7:05. Give everybody some time to join. Any questions in the meantime, let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, any trades you guys took that you want me to go over, just let me know. If not, we'll be going over the orders, or we'll be going over the pairs that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name in order from AUD USD all the way down to US oil. But again, if you guys have any questions about any other pairs, we'll do those first and then we'll get started. Again, this is already pretty much Friday session. You guys already know Fridays I usually don't trade. Markets are usually pretty slow on Fridays. So since it's the end of the week, we'll just be going over the 30-minute time frame. We don't really have to go into details anymore about the daily or the 4-hour. It's already the pretty much the last day of the month for this trading month, so it shouldn't be nothing too crazy. And I believe that we have Labor Day coming up, right? This weekend or some shit like that. So starting off Monday, is it? I don't know anymore. But when's Labor Day? I'm lost. Let's see. When is Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day is the 1st, so that's on Monday. Yeah, exactly. So there's bank holiday on Monday, so for the most part, Monday we really shouldn't have any trades either, so this might be the final session up until Monday night. Right, Monday morning, pretty much not gonna have any real trades, so here was goody Kendall. But again, we'll just give about another minute. Any questions, let me know. Anything you guys want me to go over, just let me know. Again, any questions at all, we'll give you guys another minute. Any pairs in specific that you guys want me to go over, let me know. Once again, if not, we'll just be going over the 30-minute time frame for each of these pairs. So today's session should be pretty quick, 25-30 minutes at most. But we'll take some time to answer any questions or give any examples and stuff like that if needed. So make sure you guys ask questions in the chat. If you guys aren't comfortable asking questions in the chat, you could always message me on Discord, and I'll try to help out as much as I can. Let me tell you guys, I cannot wait to go to sleep. I'm so tired. I went fishing earlier for a little bit. Ain't catch nothing. Just a bunch of sun. It's very hot today. What's good, Albert? Welcome to stream, brother. You need to muscle up. You won't be tired. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, man. We're on stream. I'll just leave it at that. Saw setup of GA going counter engulfing in the 15-minute end of Asia session. Okay, we'll go over GA. Alright, let's get started again, guys. It's pretty much the Friday session. I'm only going to go over the 30-minute. So we'll just update the 30-minute time frame and go from there. Alright, so AU, we have 3 days of rise going counter. We already know after 3 days of rise, market must move sideways or go down. So AU possibly could give us a nice little entry tomorrow. Just a pullback. Once again, AU still expecting this pair to go up a little bit more. Right, so we'll keep an eye on AU going into tomorrow's session for sure. We don't really have any engulfing candles. Nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the 4, nothing on the daily, nothing on the 15. Small engulfing, but no red wick on that candle. Right, and then 5-minute structure, we're still higher high, higher low, higher high. So man, excuse me. Alright, so we'll keep an eye on AU. ACAD is still just consolidating for this week, so not really interested in ACAD. For EA, we have price just consolidating today. Gonna keep it like this for now. For ECAD, we had a day of rise, still trading in the lower lows and lower highs. Pretty much still trading between this lower low down here and this lower high up here. ECAD is in peak high territory, so I'm not going to be trading ECAD, but we'll talk more about that during Sunday's weekly market breakdown. We have a day of rise on EU, but we're still trading lower low, lower high. Right, so we want to be very careful taking trades on EU. GA gave us another lower low, right? Gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high, and then gave us this push down to the bottom, lower low. So we're trading between this 30-minute high over here and these lower lows down here. And then you said GA, right? You said GA going counter engulfing on the 15-minute end of Asia session. 15-minute engulfing, where at? We don't have any valid 15 engulfings here. Right? Now, yeah, you can see if you would have taken this trade anyway, it would have hit stop loss, if this is the engulfing candle you're talking about. But regardless, for GA, I'm not looking really to trade anything off of GA for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. Right? The second reason as to why I'm not looking to take any trades on GA, we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. Right? Where price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows, and right now we're in the middle of that zone of consolidation. So the only valid 15-minute engulfing that I see here, right, you said counter trend, which in this case, counter trend in peak high would be shorts, right? But the only 15-minute engulfing candle that I see here is this one here, which technically speaking isn't even valid because this red candle is a doji candle, right? It's not a strong red candle, it's just a doji candle. So this engulfing candle is not valid. But either way, if you would have taken this trade, it would have hit your stop loss with this red candle right here. This red wick would have hit you out. So if that's the engulfing candle you're talking about, Albert, let me know. But right now for GA, not even looking to take any trades on it based on where we're at. I am thinking GA hasn't set at the lower low, and it's in the 30-minute engulfing. 30-minute engulfing, let's take a look. Okay, on the 30-minute, yeah, it looks a little bit better, right? That red candle's a lot stronger. But regardless, again, if you would have taken this trade, well, yeah, if you would have taken this trade, it would have hit stop loss as soon as the market opened, right? Because based on where you're supposed to put your stop loss, put it below the engulfing candle, right? It would have hit your stop loss. Markets look pretty bunched for the rest of the week. Yeah, I was seeing that earlier today, like in the morning when I was looking at the charts. I'm like, yeah, we're pretty much done for this week. There's really nothing too enticing with the charts for the rest of the week. We'll definitely have to wait till Tuesday, I guess, because again, Monday's Labor Day, so we don't really want to get caught up in that noise for Monday. It's a bank holiday too, so we already know how the markets move, man. If once the NYC session comes in, pretty sure we won't have no volume coming into the charts. So Monday's gonna be a pretty slow. The beginning of this week, we should say, right? Monday, Tuesday is gonna be pretty slow, but depends on what happens on Monday. If there's really no volume, then we already know Asia session, London session for Monday night going into Tuesday's trading session. That's really gonna be the time to be on the charts. So, yeah, was good, Mohammed. Took one trade this week. It's all good. Hey man, one trade is one trade. Better than no trades. GJ is still in the zone of consolidation, so I will not be trading GJ. GU is very similar to EU, right? Gave us that 372 that we were looking for. Gave us 3 days of rise. Right after 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. So we're still trading between the previous change of character, higher high and low. We already know what I'm looking for before I take a trade on GU is for price to give us a valid break of the highs. Once we get a break of structure, then we'll start looking for those trades on GU back to the top side. For NZD USD, we could already see price is starting that push back to the top side. So we already know that for the end of the week, for this entirety of the week, right, we're not really going to see price give us that third week low, and that's okay, right? We already knew for NU, right, what was the possibility of price giving us that third week low is pretty low probability. And again, the biggest reasons why we're stuck in a daily time frame zone of consolidation with no breaks, right? And we were stuck in a 4-hour, 30-minute time frame zone of consolidation as well. So just gotta be patient. Wait for price to give us the entries, right? We did capitalize on some of the entries for NU this week, so it's not bad at all. Right, able to catch 2 trades, right? With 1 trade we got to scale in, so technically 3 trades. It's not too bad, not too shabby, right? For a week like this one where, as you guys could see, a lot of pairs are just in consolidation, right? They're just moving sideways, just trapping traders, right? Making everybody believe that this is where price is going to continue the downtrend, hits your stop loss right away, right? Even for Tuesday's session. A lot of the people looking for buy positions once price gave us a break of these highs, thinking that price was just going to continue higher high, higher low, higher high, straight to stop loss back down to the bottom. So it's very important, man. This week, even though there wasn't really a lot of trades, it did have a lot of lessons in the charts. Right, this week, for the most part, if you guys go online, you guys seen how many people took a lot of losses, right? And it's really just about being patient. There's nothing more to that. Be patient, wait for your setups to be present. Once you see your setup, then you take the trade. But if you're just taking trades just to take them, just to say, hey, I took a trade today, you know, very rude awakening for this week. So US 30, we know we're still in peak high territory as well. We don't have any valid breaks of the daily. We have no valid breaks of the 4-hour. We're still just trading at a higher high. So US 30 is another pair that I would love to trade it, but we got to be very, very, very careful with it. We also have a little engulfing candle at the end of the day, but that red candle does not have a top wick, so this is not a valid engulfing candle to go short on. So we're just going to be patient with US 30. All right, would love to take a trade on US 30, man. Would love it. Just got to be patient. Wait for that opportunity to kick in. Safe to enter or am I late? You're safe to enter. Talking about the stream or you talking about a trade? If you're talking about a trade, it's possibly not a good time to take trades at this point. But if you're talking about the stream, man, you're never late. It's never late to the stream. Let me know if you have any questions, any specific pairs that you want me to go over. Again, today's session is pretty much a quick one. The session going into Friday. Fridays I usually don't really trade. So I just go over the 30-minute time frame, just update the chart, see what we could see. So it's a pretty quick session for today. But if anybody has any questions, once again, any pairs you guys want me to go over and talk about, just let me know. If not, once we pretty much finish these last 4 pairs, that'll be it for today's session. There's really not too much to talk about. So USD CAD is also in a pretty decent spot, right? We're right back down at the lows of the zone of consolidation. We had 3 days of previous drops, so we already know that for tomorrow we could expect price to either move sideways or give us a push to the top side. Right now in the lower time frames, we're still downtrending. So as soon as we start seeing USD CAD give us that change of character, break of structure back to the top side, that's when we'll start trading, right? And USDs are very similar to GU, right? We have a change of character to the top side. For today, price was just moving sideways, right? Gave us a no net day. Once price gives me a valid break of these highs, that's when I'll start looking to take trades again. But right now, just going to be patient, not looking to take any positions until price gives us a valid break of these highs. Once we get that break, that's when we'll start looking to take those trades back to the top. He said, "Evasive, where you at?" Bullshit ass GJ trade, bro. Come on, man. Nah, it really wasn't bad, yo. Again, I don't know if he's here, but it really wasn't a bad trade. Like, it really wasn't. Again, it's just there's so much to unpack, right? There's so much to unpack because the number one thing, right, is again the area that you're looking to take trades in, right? That's just the number one thing. The fact that we're deciding to take trades within a zone of consolidation, that alone should already tell you, like, you shouldn't be trading in a zone of consolidation. Now, if you decide to take a trade in a zone of consolidation, once again, it's just understanding what a zone of consolidation is, right? And what is the definition of a zone of consolidation? Yeah, it's sideways movement. Okay, cool. But why is price moving sideways, right? And I said this yesterday, and I say this almost every single stream, but you really have to trade. You have to be aware of why you're trading, right? And who you're trading against. A lot of people think you're trading against, oh, just other buyers and sellers. Like, no, you're trading against the market makers, right? A zone of consolidation is a place in the market where the market makers are just trapping traders. They're collecting contracts, right? They're hunting for stop losses. So it's very important that, okay, if you're trading in a zone of consolidation, you just have to make sure that you also know how to read market structure, right? And it's very simple to fall into that trap, right? Because again, if you're reading structure and you're over here telling me that this is high, low, lower high, higher low, high, low, high, like I can't even, like, it doesn't even make sense to me, right? Because if we're just looking at price action for today, price gave you high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Like, this is the way you read market structure. Whenever you see people say higher high, higher low, what do you always see? You always see a break of structure and a retest, a break of structure and a retest, right? So if I start drawing this out here, right, are you going to tell me that this is higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, low, higher low, right, lower high, lower low, right? Or are we still trading between higher high, higher low, higher high? Right? So it's like when you're reading market structure, just because you saw price, like this printed at 6 in the morning, just because you saw price here come up and go a little bit higher than here, doesn't mean that this is a higher high, because this is all internal structure that's here. Price never broke, so you can't say that this is a high. You're trading between this higher high and this higher low. So again, like, the trade idea itself wasn't bad. It was just the stop loss placement, where it's like the only difference that he should have had was understanding that his stop loss, right? If you take a trade here, boom, you took a trade here, whatever, an impulse trade, because there was no reason for you to take a trade here either way. You got to understand that you're going to be using a 30 pip stop loss for whatever your TP is at, right? Pretty much a one-to-one trade. Which again, at the end of the day, if that's the trade that, you know, if that's the trade position that the market gave you today, then that's what it is, a one-to-one. But if you're using any other stop loss thinking that you know more than the market, it's going to hit your stop loss. Like, it's going to hit your stop loss every single time. So it was just that one little tweak. Like if he would have just had a higher stop loss, that's it. Right? If he would have just had a higher stop loss and he would have never got faked out on the internal time frame movements, which happened here, that faked him out, it would have been a completely different story. That's all that it is, really. Just wanted you to go over it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Like again, from how we trade and what we look at, did we have an entry criteria? No, we never had an entry opportunity. You know, and again, what entry opportunity are we going to get in a zone of consolidation? You guys hear me talk about it all the time. Like, for me to take a trade in a zone of consolidation, I'm either seeing price going short. I either need to see the inducements of the highs to going short, or I need to see an inducement of the lows to go high. That's it. If I'm looking to go long in a zone of consolidation, I either need to see the inducement of the lows to then go high, right? Or I need to see a break of structure of the top of the zone of consolidation to then continue. Vice versa on shorts. I'm looking for price to give us the inducement to the highs to then go short, or I'm looking for price to give us a break and a retest. But trading in the middle of the zone of consolidation, you're asking for the market makers to hit your stop loss. Because again, this is where you see all the crazy wicks. This is where you see the traders getting trapped. This is where you see most traders losing trades, is in a zone of consolidation. Right? And it doesn't matter what you see in a zone of consolidation, whether it's a double bottom, double top, engulfing candles, shoulder head, shoulder, you're in a zone of consolidation. None of that matters. So that's really all that it is. And especially trading GJ, it's such a big pair. Right? A lot of people kind of like turn their heads towards that. Like, you have to understand, GJ is a big pair compared to every other forex pair. GJ is one of the biggest pairs. Right? GJ is a pair that moves 107 pips on a day-to-day basis. When you go look at any other forex pair, right? AU 45 pips, NZD USD 47 pips. Right? You're looking at GU's also a pretty good pair. It's not that bad, 78 pips. Right? So it's just one of those things where, right? EU's another one, right? 79 pips. So GJ is just one of those pairs where if you're not catching trades in the right position at the right time, you're gonna be having those big ass stop losses. There's just no other way around it. So again, it wasn't a horrible trade. The trade idea itself isn't bad. And again, he's always heard me say this to him. I've always said it about him too. Like, yo, it's not that you don't see how the market moves. It's after you get into the trade is what kills you. Right? When to take profit, where to put your stop losses. Those are the biggest things. And again, it's very difficult to know where to place your stop loss if you can't read market structure. That's just the number one thing. Right? It's very difficult to know where to take profit if you can't read market structure. Right? Because it happened to him too with one of the last trades where it's like, yo, you're in profit 40 pips, but because you don't see that you're at the bottom of the zone, because you have no idea what candlestick analysis is, you don't see that there's exhaustion candles and price is just going to reverse on you. Right? Or that price is at the bottom of the zone. You took a trade at the top of the zone of consolidation all the way to the bottom, and instead of cashing out at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, you let price reverse and go right back to your stop loss. Like, that's, it just all boils down to market structure at the end of the day. Like I've always said to him, again, it's not horrible trades. You don't take bad trades. He really doesn't. You know, sometimes he does, but okay, whatever. That's part of the game. Sometimes you're gonna take some bullshit trades, but sometimes once you take the trade and it's a good trade, okay, cool. What else is killing you is just where you place your stop loss when you decide not to take profit. So that's really the only crutch that he has right now. And it's nothing new. That's really always been his thing. So that's pretty much it, guys. If there's no questions in the chat, no other pairs. I mean, again, there's really nothing left for this week. Nothing pretty much looks good. Right? Bitcoin, I'm not really trading it. Gold is in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. On top of the fact that we're in the highest point in the market, in that area, we're just in a huge zone of consolidation. So I'm not really interested in trading gold, right? A lot of these pairs are all kind of reacting the same way. There's similarities, which is just we're stuck in zones of consolidations for almost every single pair, right? So there's really not a lot to trade off of. And again, we have Labor Day on Monday in the States, so it's a US bank holiday. So again, Monday's session, we already know there's really not going to be no volume in the market coming into Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for next week is really gonna be the days to look at the charts and really get ready to trade. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have some movements for some of these pairs, right? Hopefully we start trending and get out of these zones of consolidations, but right now there's really nothing on my plate. There's really no pair that I could sit here and be like, yeah, we'll add this to a watch list. So yeah, for tomorrow I don't really have any pairs on my watch list. We're just gonna have to get on the charts in the morning, you know, business as usual, and we'll see if we could catch any trades for tomorrow. But again, for right now, I don't really have any pairs on my watch list, right? GJ looks like it wants to print a nice little engulfing candle here, but that green candle does not have a top wick, so wouldn't be a valid engulfing candle. And regardless, this is a bearish engulfing candle at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, so regardless, we wouldn't even be looking to take that trade. So we'll just have to be patient. Once again, I'm just gonna go through these pairs one by one again. Like again, GU, we're looking for those valid breaks, but we already have 3 days of rise, so I already know that for tomorrow, low chance of us getting an entry on GU. After 3 days of rise, the market's either gonna move sideways or go down. So we'll just have to wait for price to turn around and start giving us the entries that we want to see. There's really not more to it. Nothing more, nothing less. We just got to be patient. CAD and USD news tomorrow. Oh yeah, let's look at that as well. Actually, let's take a look. What was it last Friday? Is it NFP? Maybe not. They probably put NFP for the beginning of the week for the beginning of the month. Uh, Index price is not bad. 8:30 in the morning, so we'll definitely be live in the morning. I'll be up. If there's nothing on the charts early, then I'll let you guys know in the Discord that hey, I'm not looking for any trades. We won't have any streams, but if I wake up in the morning and we see something playing out, we'll turn the stream on. We'll talk about it. We'll take the trade, and then we'll go on from there. So, any further questions, guys? Any other pairs you want me to look at? If we have missed a retest of an engulfing candle and we get into the trade, do we mention a tight for? Do we maintain a tight 4 or 5 pip stop loss? If you miss the retest, the best place to place that stop loss would be at the bottom of the engulfing, right? But it really all depends on the market structure that's being displayed, right? The price action that's being displayed at the time that you take the trade, right? Because again, if you take a trade, let's say after the engulfing candle, you miss the retest, okay, cool. You decide to get in a little bit later because you missed the initial entry, where are you going to place your stop loss? If you place your stop loss above the engulfing candle, right, there's a huge possibility that price is going to give you a retest, right? It's going to give you a slight pullback, and it's just going to hit your stop loss. But again, that really all depends on what price action looks like after that engulfing candle, right? Did price just give you the retest and go straight into profit? Did price, is it just straight green candles or straight red candles to the bottom? When it gave you the retest, did it start giving you lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, or vice versa, higher high, higher low? If price gives you a little trend after the retest, and again, if you get into the trade after the retest was given, and there's structure going into that trade, then you could place your stop loss in the internal higher lows or in the internal lower highs if you're going short. So it really all depends on the price action after the fact. But the easiest and the best way to go about it is to use that same stop loss that's below the engulfing candle. But again, it really all depends on the market structure that's being printed at that time. But that's a good question, right? Because not every single time will you have a 4 to 5 pip stop loss. Not every single time will you have a stop loss, lower than 10 pips. Right? That also all depends on the time frame that you're trading on. It depends on the pair that you're trading on, right? If you're trading a pair like GJ or any big pair that has over 70, 80, 90 pips of ADR, it's a big pair. So that your stop loss is going to be anywhere between 10 to 15, maybe even 20 pips. But, again, that all depends on the entry model, right? Could you get that tight 5, 7, 8 pip stop loss on a big pair? Absolutely, 100%. We see it all the time. But it doesn't happen every single time. Yeah, guys, any other questions? Any other pairs you want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll be done for the night. And again, we'll be in the Discord. I'll drop the Discord link in the chat now so you guys could have it. I'll let you guys know in the morning. As soon as I wake up and I look at the charts, I'll let you guys know if we'll have this stream tomorrow morning. If we do, it'll be at 7:30 in the morning. If there's no trades, I'll let you guys know. Any update on the study guide? No, I haven't done anything on the study guide. I haven't added anything to it. Thank you, bro. No problem, my brother. The trade I took had a 2.5 stop loss. Yeah, NZD USD is a really nice pair because NZD is very it's a small pair. So like even with these three trades, right? Like the first trade had a 3 pip stop loss. The initial trade had a 2.1 pip stop. The second trade, which was the scale-in, had a 2.1 pip stop. So yeah, NZD is a really good pair to trade, especially this is one that you could really capitalize on, right? So yeah, those 2 pip stops. That's why I'll always have love for the big pairs, but these smaller pairs are always really good to keep an eye on, especially if you have those nice stop losses. There's no doubt about that. You know what we haven't updated in a long time? My Tesla and Apple charts. We should do that real quick. Nice little shoulder head shoulder on the 30-minute time frame. Right, we know Tesla is still in the pretty awkward area. Right, we had a daily change of character, break of the highs. Right, we had a little internal shoulder head shoulder break retest. On the retest, we're in a little smaller zone of consolidation. Right, in this zone of consolidation, on the 4-hour, price went to the highs, gave us a rejection. Alright, let's see if price gave us an engulfing candle or something here on the higher time frame. Alright, no engulfing candles here. On the lower time frame, we have a little shoulder head shoulder. You can see a little bit better on the 15-minute time frame, but it'll be the same thing. Did get a clean break of that shoulder head shoulder though on the 30 and on the 15, so could be a pretty good pair to keep an eye on for sure. We have a no net day. On the 5-minute time frame, we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Gave us a lower low change of character back down to the bottom. Would love to see price give us a break of these lows to continue that downtrend push. So even for a pair like this, right, we just gotta wait for those confirmations. Once we get those confirmations, we know we're gonna go right back down to the bottom. So Tesla would be a good one to keep an eye on. And then Apple, pretty much very similar situation, but we're still trading higher high, higher low. Right, higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came down, gave us a higher low on the push back to the top side, gave us a zone of consolidation, gave us the break. We still have these gaps at the bottom of the market as well. 4-hour time frame, we do have a little change of character, lower low. Right, then price gave us a lower high. So that's the only thing with Apple right now. It's the area that we're trading in is not the best. Trying to see if we have any engulfing candles here going short. 30-minute time frame, nothing on the 30. 15-minute time frame, nothing on the 15. Alright, let's check the 5-minute, nothing on the 5-minute either. We're still making higher highs, higher lows. We had a day of rise, we had a day of no net, and then a day of rise for today as well. So should be an interesting last day of the week. End of the month too, technically. Got a 5-minute engulfing candle, but it's not valid. Top red candle doesn't have a top wick, so we'll be patient with these pairs, man. NZD was nice this week. Yeah, it was really nice this week. That one really paid us out. Yeah, I kind of hate that it didn't really give us that third week push, which is okay. Again, it's something that we already talked about, that we knew there was a possibility that price wasn't going to give us that push. But we capitalized when we had to. And again, this is why I always say STP is king, bro. Market structure is king. So just catching a little piece of the pie, man, every single time I get on the charts. Just a little piece. I just need a little piece. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Again, I'll give you guys another couple minutes here till 7:40. You got 3 minutes. Any questions, let me know. Any other pairs in specific you want me to go over, let me know. Similar to when E went crazy on that week on AU. Yeah, facts. No, but I still think about that shit to this day, but it's crazy. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker caught every single fucking move that week on AU. My ass only caught one day out of that. That shit can't fucking happen, man. But he did go crazy, I'm not gonna lie. You still heard about that one, bro? I'm still heard about that. I'm still heard about that fucking loss on GCAD. I'm telling you guys, like, yo, that shit really does bother. As much as I say it doesn't bother me, like, not that it bothers me, but it gets me going, man. Right? Especially when you know that you took a loss or you know that you missed a trade that you shouldn't really have missed. That shit lingers, man. Especially that fucking loss, man. I can't fucking believe I took that loss on GKs. It was just such a stupid loss. It was a stupid loss. It should have never happened. But I'm glad that it happened again, because it really does show you, like, oh, my bad. I'm fucking reading Kendall's text. Hold on, I gotta thumbs it down real quick. Thumbs down. Um, it does show the human side of it. He disappeared, yeah, bro. I don't know. I don't, yeah, bro. You guys keep talking about E, bro. I'm gonna say the same shit, yo. Motherfucker, not coming back, bro. I'm telling y'all, he's not. Nah, he definitely will come back. I got him motivated, bro. I got him motivated to come back. He will come back. I'm pretty sure he's just waiting till he gets back home, cause it is difficult. Like I get it, bro. Like it is difficult to get on the charts, cause this is something you gotta be locked in on. And when you have a million things to do and you're dealing with a million other things, it gets difficult to just sit here and really do what you gotta do. So I get it. That's why I don't really pressure him like that. And plus, again, he doesn't need it. I don't gotta pressure him. Yeah, it's the only loss of the year, Muhammad, that GCAD trade. GCAD loss was on me, third week high. Now, I'm not even gonna say it was on you, bro, because again, it's, you know what I mean? Like, I can't put a blame for the loss. Because at the end of the day, it was still like, I took the trade, right? And the reason I took the trade and the reason that I just continued to I continued to hold the trade was the same reason that we saw in NU. Like, yo, if I would have been greedy for NU, I would have, let's go back to NU to kind of give, because it's the same reasoning, right? If I would have been greedy for NU, I would have never cashed out of this trade. I would have just been like, fuck it, it's going to the third week low, and then it missed it by what, 10 pips, 15 pips, right? If we calculate it real quick, it missed it by 12 pips. Right, so if I would have been greedy, I would have just let price reverse on me, right? And I should have done the same thing on GCAD that we did for NU. Like, yo, we have it there now. Regardless for GCAD, price never really hit STP for that trade on GCAD, so we can't even say, oh, it was GCAD, but it was just the area that we took the trade in, right? The fact that we took the trade at the top of the zone of consolidation, um, and it was everything else in between. Like, oh, it's gonna be a type 3 pattern. We're gonna go straight into profit. We're gonna go straight back to the top side to give us that push. It was like, no, man. Like, we already see where we're at, how price is reacting. The fact that we had so many opportunities here to get out of the trade, especially after the second push. The market gave me opportunities to get out of the trade and profit because we know price wasn't gonna go higher. So, and then, I let price reverse and go right into stop loss, which again, the good thing that I did was move my stop loss, a little bit tighter. Instead of having a full 10 pip stop loss, I was able to get, a 3 pip stop, but still, 3 pips is 3 pips, especially when you have a good account size, right? Depends how much you're risking, right? It's a big loss. So, again, that trade still haunts me, but it's good. Right? It keeps me on my feet. Like, yo, don't be greedy. Areas in the market where you have to babysit trades. If you took a trade that you gotta babysit, you have to babysit it. There's no other way around it. And if you don't want to babysit it and you're already in profit, get out of the trade. That's it. Profits are profits. Come back the next day. So that was on me, man. I can't blame nobody for the losses I take, man. But that's why you guys see I'm very, very anal with the trades that I take. I'm very hard on myself with the trades that I take. But that's the way for me is the way it has to be, bro. Not every day is a trading day. I don't have to trade every single day. I'm comfortable taking the trades that I take. I'm comfortable with the amount of pips that I make when I do take a trade. Like it's a different ball game. Completely different ball game. Good shit. Have a good night, gentlemen. Good night, Mr. Muhammad. We'll see you tomorrow morning, my brother. Mr. Albert, good night, my brother. We'll also see you tomorrow morning. Again, I'll let you guys know in the Discord tomorrow morning if we have a session or not. I'll let you guys know. Once I wake up, look at the charts. If we see anything juicy, we'll turn the stream on. We'll talk about it. If not, then again, I'll let you guys know that we won't have a stream in the morning. And then once again, this is the final isolation session for the week. If we don't have a trading session tomorrow morning, we'll be back on Sunday with the weekly market breakdown. We'll get the charts ready for the new week. Once again, Monday is a bank holiday, so there's a 99.9% chance that we won't have a stream on Monday, so we'll be back Monday evening for the isolation session to get ready for Tuesday and for the rest of the week. So, once again, I'll give you another minute. Any questions, let me know. Use this time. I don't know when I'll be back. It could be Tuesday, it could be Monday. So, if you guys have any questions, any pairs you want me to talk about, let me know. If not, once again, that'll be it for tonight. Give you guys 40 seconds. No questions in the chat? Alright, guys. What the fuck? Yo, what are you sending me, bro?
Go ahead. Saw that on the first when I was looking for some feedback. Like,
Alright, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. I'll let you guys know in the morning in the Discord if we have a session. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Peace out.
the
ET.